In Commitment 2024, with just 1 hour to go, Democrats are holding their first official presidential primary today in South Carolina.
The Democratic National Committee changed its order of primaries to diversify early voting states, putting South Carolina in the first official position this year instead of New Hampshire.
The candidates on the Democratic ballot are President Joe Biden, Congressman Dean Phillips, and author Marianne Williamson.
Voters hit the polls starting at 7 this morning.
Rashad Williams is live in Greenville County with a look at voter turnout as the polls are set to close in less than an hour. Rashad.
Well, right now we are live outside of Overbrook Church, which is one of more than 100 polling sites across Greenville County. Now, when you pull into these sites, you'll see a familiar sign that reads "Polling Place, Vote Here." We popped into several sites across the county today, and all of the workers have expressed an extremely low voter turnout. So earlier today, we caught up with Conway Belangia. He is the director of voter registration and elections in Greenville County. Belangia says today is about a vote for the Democratic Party to let the political party know how to send delegates to their national convention to nominate someone for the presidential office. As of 3:30 this afternoon, roughly 7,000 people total had voted, with 3,000 of those being early votes. Belangia estimates the total number of voters could climb to roughly 12,000, which he says would still be about less than 5% of voter turnout.
4 years ago, it was a significant ballot with lots of names on it. This time, not quite as significant, but you also have an incumbent president who's on the ballot. So that sort of takes away from, the feel of the election process.
We spoke with a few people who expressed the importance of getting out to vote after their ballots were cast.
I guess as far as me being a person of color, the people that were before me that sacrificed so much for me to be able to vote, that's the main reason why.
Well, I've been voting ever since I was 18, and also it kind of determines the possible future president of the United States to determine the direction of where the economy is going to go.
As a reminder, if you voted early or today in person for the Democratic primary or still plan to vote today, you will not be able to vote in the Republican primary, which is only 3 weeks away. The county is utilizing 144 polling sites today, so a lot of options. If you are in line or show up to your polling site by 7 p.m. on the dot, you will still be able to vote in today's Democratic primary. If you need to know where your polling site is or any other information that you may need about this election, you can head over to our website, WIFF4.com. Live in Greenville County, Rashad Williams, WIFF News 4.
Thank you, Rashad. President Biden is looking for his first official primary victory of the 2024 campaign.
Biden remains the overwhelming favorite to win as he begins his quest to rack up the delegates necessary to win his party's nomination. Again, Steve Nannis reports.
Democrats are holding their first official presidential primary in South Carolina on Saturday, and President Joe Biden is looking for a resounding win in the Palmetto State.
This is not just a campaign. This is more of a mission. We cannot lose this campaign for the good of the country.
Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips and author Marianne Williamson are also on the ballot, but the president is the overwhelming favorite to win as his quest to secure the party's nomination gets underway.
We're counting on you to vote and to get everyone you know to vote, to send out text messages, to knock on doors, and to make your voices heard.
The Biden campaign is looking to shore up support with black voters, a bloc crucial to the president's re-election prospects. And South Carolina voters say they want to see more from the current president.
We need a candidate who's going to stand up and stand up strong for us. Or we're voting for the couch.
So you're considering staying home and not voting?
Yes, and a lot of us are.
I think that we have to be able to step back and think a little more long term. Like, yes, 4 years, 8 years feels like a long time in my lifetime, but we think about these changes and how they are hopefully going to be impacting the next generations to come.
The Republican primary will take place in 3 weeks as South Carolina's former governor Nikki Haley hopes for a strong showing in her home state to slow former President Donald Trump's momentum toward the party nomination. I'm Steve Nannis reporting.
Remember, WYFF News 4 is your home for Commitment 2024 coverage. You can always find the latest news and results on WYFF4.com and the WYFF4 mobile app.